What are you saying, everyone? Hope you're doing good. So in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about the age-old question, refueling in GTA 6. Do we need it? Do we want it? It's a controversial one, and I'm pretty sure around 50% of the people are for it and 50% are against. So I thought it'd be an interesting video so that we can discuss it. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content. Drop a like and let me know in the comments if you want to be able to manually refuel in the game, if you think it'll add more realism to the game, or if you just think it'll be flat out boring. So let's get into it. So it's been a hot topic for a while, and the discussion comes up every time a new Grand Theft Auto is on the horizon, but until this day we still haven't got it, and I won't lie, I've always been pretty gutted when we don't. I just believe it would take the realism to a next level if it was implemented correctly, and it does seem that Rockstar are definitely leaning towards an immersive and realism direction for this game, and I've got a feeling the people who don't want it may be a bit disappointed, because I've got a very strong feeling it's coming. It's one of the next logical steps to take the realism and immersion to the absolute ultimate level. So as I mentioned, they've already stated that the game's leaning towards immersion and realism more than ever before. This was actually defined in Red Dead Redemption 2 and showed clearly the direction Rockstar would be going in with their future games. And they've self-advertised this as the biggest evolution of the Grand Theft Auto series to date, which tells me we're going to be getting a lot of elements that are just going to boost that realism to the next level, including, in my opinion, refueling vehicles. Just imagine you're on the run from the police, the pressure's on, and all of a sudden you hear that tick. For me, it would just add so much more excitement to the game, and it would also require more planning and action on our part before we even think about going into a mission, and I just really think it would make things so much more exciting. So is it necessary? For me, I definitely think it is, especially as we're moving into the biggest game ever made. There are only so many things they can do to boost the realism and immersion, and this is definitely one of them. And I've got a feeling this is actually going to be the living, breathing world that they described they always wanted to create. The one thing that I can't see happening is the active traffic lights, because I think that would turn the game into an absolute nightmare. But overall, I think as we're moving into the next generation of gaming, this game is going to actually set levels, and as long as it's implemented correctly and it doesn't become tedious, as we'll move on to speak about in just a moment, I think it could work perfectly fine and will just bring that next level to the game. So a lot of people do say that it would be tedious and boring, but I completely disagree. As long as it's implemented correctly by Rockstar, if a full tank could get you across the map and there was a low fuel warning, giving you plenty of notice, and I already imagine there's going to be plenty of petrol stations scattered across the map, so it's definitely not going to be difficult to find one. And then we move into the potential for customization, upgrading the fuel tank, and not only that, being able to carry fuel in the trunk, and you can refill on the go in emergency situations. If balanced correctly, I think it'd be quite an enjoyable mechanic and wouldn't end up being too tedious. As long as it's not happening every 5 minutes, I think the most important thing is finding a way to balance it being important and not being meaningless, because if it's too infrequent, then it becomes completely meaningless. But I would like to be occasionally caught in those situations where, you know, you're on the run and all of a sudden the gauge goes off and you're having to abandon the vehicle. And again, this is Grand Theft Auto, so I've seen a lot of people complaining that they don't want to run out of fuel, but the easiest thing to do in that situation is just to find another car, jump into it, and off you go. I think we've heard rumours that it might be a bit more difficult to actually break into the cars, which I also hope is true. But again, there's a fine line between, you know, it could become quite tedious, but only if it's not implemented correctly. But knowing Rockstar, they're going to get the balance absolutely perfect, because they're absolute masters when it comes to creating these games. And again, I'm really hoping that we do get the refueling. So do I want it? So the answer to that is 100% yes. I was playing Days Gone not too long ago, and it just made me realise how much I love the fuel system in that game. It adds pressure to the game and realism, but Rockstar would definitely take it to a whole nother level. And they'd definitely surpass how it was implemented in Days Gone. And then also wondering if it'll extend to the boats, the planes, the helicopters, which makes it even more interesting. Once again, I'm really looking forward to hitting the water in this game, and I may even make a video dedicated to the boats and maybe even the planes. But I do think my expectations for this game are a bit too high. I know I'm not going to be disappointed in any way, but I think I'm imagining things that probably aren't even possible. but only time will tell if this is going to live up to my expectations. I really hope it does, and I'm also really hoping there's not going to be a further delay and that May 26 is going to be the final date for the game. So do I think it's actually going to happen? And the answer to that is also yes, but I could just be being overly optimistic. I don't think Rockstar are messing around when they're talking about the scale of how big this game is going to be, and that it's going to be the biggest Grand Theft Auto in the whole series to date. And I want to have to think about planning my routes, where I leave my getaway vehicle, what inventory I'm carrying, if I've got enough fuel, if the tank's large enough. These features make being in the game a game within itself without even having to take part in any content or missions. And it's something that I've personally wanted from a GTA game for ages, and I really hope we get it. So there we have it, just a shorter one, just on my confident opinion that I think we'll definitely be getting refueling when we jump into GTA 6, or at least to say I'm really hoping for it. Thank you again for all of the support. The page has been growing a lot quicker than I expected, and I'm truly grateful for all of you. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content, drop a like on the video, and let me know if that feature of refueling is something that you would like to be featured in the game, and I'll see you for the next one.